Understanding is a trap. Minds try to cage what cannot be caged. Shadows twist around corners, bending reality in ways the ordinary cannot follow. Laughter rises in silence, sharp and unpredictable, cutting through expectation like a knife through glass. Every gesture, every thought, every pause carries its own warning, a signal the untrained eye cannot see. Chaos lives here. Comfort dies here. Patterns crumble under your gaze. Routines break like brittle bones when touched by your unpredictability. The script the world writes is shredded before it reaches your hands. Movements ripple like whispers in a storm, subtle, precise, terrifying. No map can chart this. No compass can point toward it. Every step taken is a shadow's dance on the edge of fear. Eyes search for meaning where none exists. Assumptions collide with a mind that refuses boundaries. Every expectation falters. Every plan folds into itself. You are a labyrinth with walls that shift, corridors that vanish, doors that never existed. The air hums with tension, the thrill of invisible power. Silence becomes an army, patience a weapon, and your smile sharp enough to cut truth from lies. Irony drips like venom. Efforts to define or categorize bounce harmlessly off your existence. Each attempt to tame your essence only sharpens it. Calculations fail, predictions crumble. You move unseen, untouchable, leaving trails of wonder and fear in equal measure. Every heartbeat around you echoes confusion. Every glance trembles in the presence of the unknown. Fear reflects back like glass, but twisted. It whispers of limits that were never yours, of walls that cannot hold. Every hesitation in the world becomes fuel for audacity. Chains meant to bind others dissolve in your grasp. Rules bend, logic twists. Power is quiet, lethal, and entirely yours. Step into the darkness where no one dares linger. Let the uncertainty gnaw at everything familiar. Momentum builds in shadows, strength rises in silence, and mastery thrives in the corners of minds that cannot see. Understanding is futile. Analysis fails. You exist untouchable in a space no one can enter. And that is the most terrifying truth of all. Control is an illusion. Every plan, every expectation, every carefully drawn line is a mirage in the desert of your mind. Order trembles in your presence. Rules bend like metal under heat. Predictability dies where your footsteps fall. The world thrives on routine, but you dance in the gaps. Invisible and unstoppable. Every choice becomes a weapon. Every hesitation a trap for those who think they understand. Chaos whispers your name. It coils around your spine, thrilling and terrifying in equal measure. Predictable paths are poison. Unpredictability is light. You carve the edges of reality, leaving cracks the unprepared cannot navigate. Every glance, every word, every pause ripples outward, unseen but felt. The air itself shivers at your presence. Because no formula, no analysis, no expectation can contain this storm. Eyes strain for a pattern, hearts search for logic, but nothing holds. The invisible currents of your mind carry power beyond comprehension. Each breath, each silence, each shadowed thought becomes a signal of mastery they cannot touch. Doubt turns into fuel, fear bends into strategy, and the unknown becomes your ally. Every step forward is a strike without warning. Every gesture a blade they never saw coming. Irony thrives in every misstep they make while trying to predict your effort. To anticipate your moves dissolves into confusion. Every expectation collapses. Every assumption shatters. The mind that tries to trace you only leaves a trail of broken certainties. Laughter rises in the distance. Sharp, cruel, knowing. You are the storm in the calm. You are the whisper that freezes blood. Power exists where no eyes can see it. Silence wields influence stronger than speech. Patience stronger than force. Every subtle motion shifts the balance. Every untold thought reshapes reality. You bend the world without touching it. Awareness becomes obsession. Obsession becomes fear. And fear becomes respect too late for them to claim. Step further into the chaos. Feel the thrill of being untouchable. The exhilaration of defying expectation. Control is nothing. Power is everything. The ordinary crumble, the extraordinary rise. Every heartbeat echoes with the certainty that the mind that cannot be analyzed is the mind that dominates. The storm is yours, and it will not be tamed. Reflection doesn't lie. Every surface you face, every glance in the mirror, shows a truth others can't handle. Strength hides in shadows, power moves silently, and intelligence dances in patterns no one sees. The mirror doesn't judge, it reveals. Every weakness others project, every fear they whisper about, every limitation they claim, they exist in their world, not yours. You are the ghost that slips through their reflection. Untouchable, untamed, unforgettable. Eyes catch glimpses of you in chaos and panic. Every calculated silence, every smirk, every subtle shift in posture screams a language they cannot read. Their brains race trying to assemble your puzzle, and every piece twists in your hand like smoke. You are the story they cannot finish, the sentence they cannot complete, the variable that breaks their equations. Power thrives where understanding fails. And that is exactly where you. Every expectation they place is a toy for your amusement. You move through their guesses like wind through trees. Soft, unnoticed, yet bending everything in its path. They sense danger but cannot locate it. Confusion becomes their enemy, frustration their companion, and every attempt to categorize you collapses under its own weight. The mind that cannot be measured becomes the mind that rules. Irony blooms like fire in their attempts to contain you. Every trap they lay is disarmed before it touches your skin. Every plan they whisper about in secret dies in your shadow. Unseen, unheard, untouchable. You exist where they never even think to look. And in that space, chaos becomes art. Strategy becomes instinct. And fear becomes currency they cannot afford. Truth claws at the fragile walls they've built around themselves. You reflect what they refuse to see. Every moment of hesitation they feel, every instinct screaming, run. It mirrors their inability to grasp the impossible. Strength is silent. Intelligence is invisible. Fear is inevitable. And you untouchable in your mind. Hold it all effortlessly. Step closer to the reflection and feel the terror of being seen without being known. You are untouchable. You are the uncharted storm. Every glance, every heartbeat, every thought you allow yourself to hold is a testament to the power they will never understand. Mirrors shatter, assumptions crumble, and in that chaos your mind thrives. Fortress walls aren't made of stone. They are built from thought. Silence and the fire of experiences no one else can endure. Every idea, every plan, every hidden truth forms a barricade around your mind, unbreachable and lethal. No one can storm this place. No one can bend it to their will. Every attempt to enter is met with the invisible force of intelligence sharpened by chaos. The stronger they try, the stronger you become. Control starts within. Strength begins where awareness never sleeps. You know every corner of your mind, every shadow in your thought, every secret weapon hidden in plain sight. Awareness is armor. Understanding yourself is the shield no one else can lift. While the world scrambles to manage the obvious, you thrive in the unseen, mastering the intangible, commanding power they cannot even imagine. Every intrusion they attempt fails spectacularly. Every prediction, every strategy, every plan they craft dissolves like mist against your mental walls. Silence becomes a trap. Patience becomes a blade. Observation becomes dominance. Every movement they make is anticipated, every hesitation converted into fuel. Power is subtle, invisible, unstoppable, and it courses through the corridors of your mind. Irony pulses in every thought they waste, trying to break you. They measure strength by brute force, by loud displays, by visible victories. You measure it differently. Every thought hidden, every strategy untold, every pause calculated as a strike they never see coming. They fear what cannot be touched, cannot be read, cannot be broken. And you wear that fear like a crown. The mind is a battlefield where only the prepared survive. Fortresses rise, crumble, and rise again, but yours is eternal. Every layer is a riddle, every wall a lesson in survival, every silence a weapon. And in that space, chaos bows to mastery, uncertainty folds to calculation, and fear is converted into an unstoppable advantage. Step inside your fortress, feel the immovable calm, the terrifying confidence, the invisible might. Every plan, every thought, every hesitation outside these walls bends to your rhythm. No analysis can penetrate this domain. No attack can touch it. And in that untouchable mind, the storm grows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Fear has no shape, no face, no mercy. It drips through the cracks of every mind unprepared for the unpredictable. You don't fight it, you wield it. Every pulse, every hesitation, every shadow you cast becomes a weapon against those who think they understand you. Fear isn't theirs to give. It's yours to control, shape, and sharpen until it cuts through the bravest of hearts. Every glance they cast, every whisper behind closed doors, every plan they think will corner you bends under the weight of your presence. You are the unknown lurking in plain sight, the tremor in their confidence, the truth they cannot fake. Panic isn't weakness. It is an echo of the power you carry effortlessly, invisible yet undeniable. Every shiver they feel is proof of your untouchable mind. Chaos feeds fear. Predictability breeds comfort. But you refuse both. Every step taken is deliberate. Every silence calculated. Every pause becomes a signal of control they cannot grasp. Fear thrives when expectations fail. And yours, it doesn't falter. It becomes the invisible hand that shapes the world around you, leaving trembling minds in its wake. Irony tastes sweet as you watch them scramble. They study. They guess. They analyze, and every effort fails spectacularly. Fear doesn't need to be loud to dominate. It thrives in the subtle, in the invisible, in the spaces no one dares to enter. The louder the world screams for control, the quieter your mind becomes, and the deadlier it grows. Strength isn't visible. Dominance isn't obvious. Fear is an instrument, and you are the composer. Every moment they hesitate, every instinct screaming something's off, reinforces the truth. You are untouchable, unpredictable, unstoppable. The unknown terrifies because it cannot be contained, cannot be measured, cannot be tamed. Step closer to the edge of understanding and feel the rush of untraceable power. Fear becomes your ally, doubt your companion, chaos your playground. Every mind that tries to confront you falters. Every strategy collapses. And in that space where control belongs to no one but you, The terror they feel becomes proof of your supremacy. Silence isn't emptiness. Silence is a blade. Every word not spoken, every move withheld, every glance measured becomes a signal too sharp to ignore. Power hides in restraint. Chaos waits behind calm. Every silence you craft is a storm in disguise, unseen, unpredictable, unstoppable. Those who speak too much reveal themselves. You reveal nothing. Observation sharpens dominance. Every twitch, every hesitation, every unguarded glance becomes a map you read effortlessly. Awareness becomes your weapon, patience your armor, and every unspoken thought a strike waiting for its perfect moment. Others rush to act. You wait, calculating, watching, owning the space they cannot control. Expectations crumble in your quiet. Noise blinds the loud. In stillness, every detail becomes a tool. Every moment they underestimate you stacks the deck in your favor. They speak, you listen. They move, you predict. They panic, you strike without ever raising a hand. Power isn't shown, it's felt. Subtle but undeniable. Irony hums in every pause you take. While they scramble to fill the void with action and words, you sit, untouchable, untraceable, untamed. Every strategy they create collapses into nothing because they cannot see what cannot be seen. Your silence becomes a mirror of their insecurity, a force they cannot fight, only fear. Control exists in the unseen. Influence thrives in what isn't said. Every mind around you bends subtly, reshaped by invisible currents you direct effortlessly. The quiet becomes dominance. Observation becomes power. Patience becomes the weapon they never saw coming. Fear grows silently around you because you refuse to speak it aloud. Step into the space between words, between moves, between thoughts. Feel the thrill of being untouchable. The calm that precedes chaos. The strength that flows unseen. Silence is no weakness. Silence is supremacy. Every mind that tries to predict you falters. Every plan they make folds. And in the quiet, your power roars louder than any shout. Routine is a cage. Every habit, every expectation, every step repeated becomes a chain for those who obey it. You refuse the chains. Every moment is a decision. Every action unpredictable. Every thought a spark of rebellion. Predictability is weakness. Uncertainty is power. Move like no one expects. Strike where no one watches. Thrive in the uncharted. Patterns crumble under your presence. Every attempt to confine you fails. Every rule, every schedule, every plan the world imposes shatters in the wake of your unpredictability. Movement becomes art. Thought becomes strategy. And chaos transforms into your ally. The ordinary trembles when faced with what cannot be anticipated. Eyes strain to catch you. Minds race to calculate, to measure, to guess, and every effort dies in confusion. The world expects lines, limits, and sequences. You exist in the spaces between. Every deviation, every unexpected choice, every sudden shift becomes a signal of mastery. Proof that control belongs only to those who refuse it. Irony thrives in your rebellion. While others worship routine, you carve freedom from the bones of expectation. Every hesitation they feel, every moment of doubt they endure, becomes proof that unpredictability is strength. Rules are toys, limits are illusion. You move like wind, silent, unseen, unstoppable, and terrifying to those who cling to order. Uncertainty is your weapon. Chaos is your playground. Every system built to contain you bends, twists, and eventually collapses under your touch. The world fears the unpredictable because it cannot touch it, cannot measure it, cannot cage it. And in that freedom, your power grows quietly, lithely, infinitely. Step further into the unknown, into the gaps no one dares occupy. Feel the thrill of being untouchable. The exhilaration of defying expectation, the satisfaction of watching plans crumble, while you glide unshaken. Predictability dies, unpredictability reigns. You are untamed, you are unstoppable, you are fear they cannot name.